Good morning. Out here on an early morning walk. I know I just made you dizzy, but I only have about 20 minutes to complete this before I head to work. So I didn't give a recap of the final day while we were at M Resort Las Vegas. So shout out to my husband for having a good roll, and to whoever that hot roller was at the end of the table that brought me back from a very, very sad place. So ended up, I truly really like the 160 across strategy, 2 hits down, and then press, regress, take some of that profit out. And at one time, again, that 6 was up to about 120 each. And at some point I said, it's time to pull it down. So it was a great trip at M Resort. Looking forward to the next trip and adventure. And you guys have an amazing, blessed day. Bye.
Hi everybody, this is Kirk with Cruisin' and Craps. Sandy already made her video today on her 160 across. So I went out and purchased something so that I can demonstrate it. I'm not at home where I have a nice craps table, but I'm on the road. And I wanted to do this video for our friend Jackie, who requested how Sandy plays. So Jackie, this goes out for you. So first of all, when Sandy's betting 160 across, she always tries to buy in at least 10 times whatever her bet is. So I have 1,600 counted out here, 500, another 500 in black, so there's 1,000 in black, 500 in green, and $100 in red chips, so that's 1,600. Then what she does is, when you're on the rail, there's bigger rails to slots to put your chips in. So I'm gonna put half in one, because that way she likes to keep track of her play. She kind of knows where she's at. Once she loses half of it, if you lose half of your money in a session, especially at 1,600, or if she buys in for 3,000, you're having a very bad run and you should get up and walk away anyways. So I'm also going to be putting out a video on money management. And that's really huge. So I'm going to set this off to the side over here, but here's her. This would normally be in 1 rack, but I'm using 2 right now because I don't have the regular rail that we use. So normally her bets are $25 on everything. So I'll put that out here, just show you a little example. And then I'm going to show you what happened when she played the other day. I'm going to show you the goods on this system and the bad things that can happen. So there's 150, and then you got to cap the 6 and the 8. So the 4 and the 10, we call those like sisters or brothers. They're the same, okay? You got to bet a quarter on those. You basically win 50 for $1. You got to buy those. And then the 5 and 9, a quarter wins you $35. The 6 and the 8, you got to bet 30 on those to win 35. So the 5 and the 9, you got to play at $5 increments, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And we're just assuming that this is going to be a $10 or $15 minimum table, okay? Usually on the cruise ships, I want to say they're 5 or 10, so you can do that. Some tables, they're $25 minimum bet. You won't be able to regress down to 66 like she does. So in order for her to play that, she just doubles it. So of course it's more expensive. So anyways, here's the gist to this. The reason why she likes to play this is, if you look at the 4, there's 3 ways to roll a 4, 4 ways to roll a 5, 5 ways to roll a 6 if you just minus one of them, okay? That's how you get the odds. So same with the 10. There's 3 ways, 4 ways, 5 ways. If you add up all of those, you have 24 ways to roll one of these numbers. And after the point is established, there's only 6 ways to roll the 7. So you got 24 good rolls, 6 bad rolls, and then other rolls that aren't even going to count. Not going to matter for anything, all right? So when you're playing by the odds like that, you should be able to get 2 hits and then come down. So I'm going to show you what happened. I'm just going to like pretend to roll the dice, and that way you'll see. So right now her bets would all be off. So imagine that these aren't here because it's the come out roll. The person rolls, and I want to say the first time the guy rolled an 8, okay? So now 8 is the point, okay? Now, nothing has been bet yet. Now, here's how you would give the dealer your money too. That's how that she would bet. But when you go to give the dealer your money because you don't place your own bets, I want to show you proper etiquette. If Sandy was standing over here, she would put the money on the come area, okay? And say, dealer, put me 160 across. So the dealer would grab the chips, 160 across. And notice I'm always putting them on the same spot. That lets the dealer know where Sandy is playing. This means Sandie is standing next to the dealer, the stick person, okay? Normally I'm standing here, Sandie's in 2, somebody else is in 3. So normally our chips are right next to each other, so I know to keep track so that we get paid properly, which is very important. Okay, so now that we got our bets out there, let's say, I want to say the guy rolled in, the first one he rolled was actually a 10, okay? So now Sandie, what she had to do, since she's buying the 10, I gotta get $5 chips over here, or some ones. So Sandie gave the dealer $1, and the dealer gave her 50, okay? Because it's hard to hit the 10, so you get 2-to-1 odds basically. So Sandie wins 50 bucks. I'm gonna set this right here just so you kind of see what happens. The next roll, remember this goes to the dealer over here. The next roll, the guy I wanna say rolled a 9, okay? So this $25 chip paid 35, okay? This was on the very first shooter. So now she won 35 right here. So if we put all that money together, she has $75, $85. Now what Sandie said is, she tells the dealer, take me all the way down, okay? So the dealer removes all these. And then what Sandie does is she leaves these together. She leaves her 160 together, okay? And she puts it right over here so she knows, hey, I got all my money back. Now whatever she wins, she starts stacking it up over here in one of these areas so that she can see how much she won just on that one shooter. So now she tells the dealer, I want to go 66 on the inside. So she counts out 50, and she doesn't have actually 66, so she's going to give him 75 and get change. So she tells the dealer 66 inside. So the dealer knows she needs $9 in change. She'll give her back the change first. Gives her back $9. So as you can see, Sandie is up $19. She'll put that right here. Okay, it doesn't sound like much right now. But then the dealer comes out basically 15 on all the inside numbers now. She's only playing the inside. She's leaving out the 4 and the 10 because these are the numbers rolled the most. Now, in order for this to be proper, the way the 6 comes in, that's 15, 30, 45, and 60. You need to cap these because remember, these need to be at $6 increments. So now, she has 15 on the 5 and the 9, 18 on the 6 and the 8. Because the 6, you have to bet in increments of 6. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. When you get to the 30 level, that's the magical number. 5 and 9, the magic, it goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. The magic number is 25 because then you can make your bets easier. Okay, then after this, I want to say that the shooter rolled and it was actually the bad number 7. So wiped her down. So she didn't make much, but guess what? If she would have been out there again, she would have lost all of her 160. So all of this goes back to the house. Okay, so I'm going to rack that up over here. And now Sandie waits. Now the point comes off. Okay, new shooter. New shooter comes out. New shooter rolls. Rolls a 6. Now the 6 is the point. Okay, Sandie comes out. Here's her 110, right? Tells the dealer 110 across. 66 inside. When you say inside, it's these 4 numbers. If you say the outside, it's these 4. She wants all of them though, so she says across. Dealer puts her up again. Remembering to cap the 6 and the 8. And then I'm just going to go pretty fast on this. And the next one rolled a 7 immediately. So bam, $160 gone. So now Sandie is down, right? She's down about 140. So that shooter's out. Next shooter comes up. Okay, let's say they rolled, let's say a 9. 9 is the point now. Sandie comes out again, tells the dealer, I want 160 across. Gives the dealer 160. Now she looks at her rack and she's like, oh man, I'm down a lot already, right? Gives the dealer 160. Dealer comes out. Plate, remember, she sets it in the come area. Dealer puts her chips out. Next shooter rolls. Bam, guess what? It was bad again. The next shooter actually rolled a 7. Smashed both of us again. Remember, I'm playing there too, so it was a double whammy for us. So takes, now it's 2 shooters in a row. Take that point off. Next shooter comes out. Rolls let's say the shooter rolled a 5. 5 is the point now. Now Sandie tells the dealer again, 160 across, right? $50, $75, $100, $50, and $60. Now here, the third shooter just started rolling cream. Remember, the number was a 5. He rolled, the first one he rolled was an 8. So Sandie got paid $35, okay? Here's where the system really comes into play. So Sandie wins $35. She's gonna set it off over here so you can see this, how much she's winning right now. That was shooter number 1, or roll number 1 for this shooter, okay? Rolls again, hits a 10, okay? So Sandie wins $50, but she has to give the dollar to the dealer, and the dealer gives her $50, okay? So now Sandie is up again, same situation before, $85. So she tells the dealer, take me down. And the dealer already knows by now because he knows Sandie's system. So here's Sandie's 160, so she's safe. And she tells him, put me for 66 across. And she tries to give the correct amount. There's 66, right? Which makes it easier on the dealers. Anytime you can make the dealer's life easier, it's way better. And then so she puts this money in here that she's ahead. Dealer takes the money. Remember, 15 on the inside numbers. So 5, 6, 8, 9, and then you have to cap, you have to put the $6 on the 6 and the 8. And just to speed things up, this guy just proceeded to hit the 8 like there was no other, okay? He rolls another 8. Now the 8 at the $18 level pays 21, okay? So Sandie gets paid $21. The first time it hits, she says, take my 8 up to 30. So she adds 15 more to it, right? 30, and now she profits this. Now she's only profiting $9, but she's trying to get those up. The next time this one hits, it's gonna pay 35. The guy rolls a 5. Now the 5 pays $21. And I have a pretty good memory, so I kind of remember what the guy was rolling, okay? So now Sandie likes to get these up to quarters as soon as possible. Sometimes she'll take this, but she doesn't like to take till it's at the quarter level, not at the $15 level, remember that. So now this $15 bet, when it hits the 5 or 9, she presses them both up to a quarter. So you see that, $21, she puts 10 on the 5, 10 on the 9. Now guess what, those are at the quarter level. When that hits, she takes it. Guess what, the very next roll, another 5. So now the dealer pays Sandie. Remember, for every $5 bet on this one, she gets $7. So the dealer gives her $35. Sandie goes ahead and she banks that. She puts that here in her rack. Now her rack's looking pretty good. She already got 65, about $70 just on the shooter. Rolls again, shooter hits an 8. Now, this 8, she gets paid $35. Me, I'm normally taking that, but Sandie's like, hey, she likes to collect one time at the level, right? So she collects that $35. Now, she's like, okay, I gotta press everything because she wants to start building, right? The shooter again, you're not gonna believe it, rolls another 8, okay? So now her 8, she gets another $35. And if you notice, when you get paid $35, hey, you're gonna tell them to press that. And what they'll do is your $30 that's there, they're actually gonna have it look like this. So when you go to press it, they'll put it on top and you'll have 2 quarters on the bottom, 2 10s on the top. And remember, she pressed at 30, she gets to pocket a nickel. Now this $60 hit, when it hits, $70. So it's awesome, right? Guess what, the very next roll, 8 again. She gets paid $70. When numbers repeat like this, it gets absolutely amazing. Now, here's the beautiful part. I am pretty aggressive. Sometimes she likes to collect on that, and I believe she does. So we're gonna go ahead and take this $70. My style, I'm pressing it like 30 right there, okay? Anyways, a roll again, Bam, another 8. We're yelling and screaming right now. This guy's on fire, right? So guess what? She gets paid 70 again. So here's another $70. And I'm already whispering in her ear, hey, raise your bet, right? So now she takes this, she tells the dealer it's 60. She says, make it look like 90. And the dealer puts 90 on there and then gives her the rest. And look at this right here. There's $30, $40 that goes in her rack. Okay? I have to move some of these over. So she puts the $40 in her rack. Shooter rolls again. Bam, hits a 5, okay? Now he hits the 5, which is the quarter out here. I need to put it at the quarter level. Sorry to get rid of those red chips. Hits the 5, that turns in, that's a $35. Now here's what she does with the 5 and the 9 once one of them hit, okay, at the quarter level. I need to replace this one over here, sorry, because that's what they do. They always try and replace it to the highest denomination as soon as they can. So if a 5 or 9 hits, what she does, if it hits the 5, she puts the quarter on the 5 and she puts the change on the other one. Now if the 5 hits, she wins 70. Same as the 8, you know when you go get them up the next level? So 50 here wins 70. This, you have 7 $5 chips here. If you give them $1, you'll get 50. So it's a beautiful play. So now she's looking really good. Guess what? The very next roll, 8 again. She has 90 out here, so she gets paid 105. Gives her 105. We know what I would do. I would go, Sandie, I know what Sandie does. Put it in my bank, right? I'm laughing at her, but hey, it's not bad to put money in your rack, okay? So she's racking that up. Very next roll, 8 again. The guy was on fire with 8. So now she gets paid another 105. So now, of course, she looks at me, right? So now she wants this to look like it goes from 90 to another 30, it means 120, right? So the dealer would take that, the 3 red chips. Now her bet's at 120. And look what she gets a profit, $75. That's crazy. That's more than what she started out there. Okay, rolls again, hits a 5. Now she gets paid $70. And I pretty much remember this too. That's the amazing part, because it was just crazy, okay? So now she already knows that she banks some money. Look, this is all money that she's profit. So why not at least press at the level? These should go up in quarters. These should go up in $30 units, right? Now notice the 6. 6 hasn't even been hit yet, huh? It was so fun. It stayed like that pretty much. It might have went up. It might have got to a $30 level. But now she puts another quarter on that and banks the rest. Now she's got 75 out there. If this one hits or this one hits, this is 105. This becomes 140, okay? Next roll, 8 again. It was like 2 4s if I remember correctly. So now here's 140. She has 120 out there. She needs to go up 30 more, right? So now it looks like 150. So we'll make it look like that. I gotta exchange these 5 red ones for a green one because that's what they would do. They'd clean it up, right? So now here's 150, and look what goes towards her, 110, right? So as you start looking in here, in her rack, she's got 200, 300, 400, close to $500, plus what she has out there. So the guy rolled, long story short, the guy rolled a few more times hitting these. Her 8 got to 150, the 6 got to 30, the 9 got to 50, and the 5 got to 100. After all of that, then the dealer started changing, the dice were bouncing off the table. She looked at me, I looked at her, because by that time she had about, I would say 400 or 500 out here. It's not at that level now because I'm keeping the video shorter. When she was done, we stopped, we told the dealer to take all of our money down. She took down about $400 or $500, and she was down about 250 before it started. When it was done, she finished up over 700, and I'll explain what happened to me tomorrow. But that's the beauty in this system, okay, is pressing it up like that. Remember, you want to try and get the 5s and 9s to the $quarter level. 6s and 8s to 30. And then right here, I didn't show that she picked up the 4 and the 10, but she eventually bought those for 15 each. And he did hit those a few times. Those, you want to try and get them up to the $quarter, to the quarter level too, because that pays $50 for one. But long story short, it was just rising up like that. It was absolutely amazing. So you saw the bad part of it too. A PSO, which means 0.7 out within the first 2 rows, you get whacked 160. Now, one thing that she does to protect herself a little bit, and I'm going to show you before I get off this video, is when the number hits, she takes that, okay? She takes the first hit. So let's say it hits the 8 and she gets paid $35. When she gets paid $35, she likes to take that. That way, if she gets sniped the next time, you can minus the 160 from 35. Now she's only down, what, 125, right? So instead of losing 160, she only loses 125. Me, I'm more aggressive. I'm putting money out there because I want like a 6 or 8 to hit, and you'll see mine tomorrow. But anyways, that's how Sandie plays it. So Jackie, I hope you like that. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment. Thanks for watching.